Welcome along to a look at those swipey things on LinkedIn, the slidey-swipey carousels. People keep telling me they're called carousels. My name's Dante St. James, and welcome to a very quick 10-minute look at this. I'm not going to waste time on introductions. We need to get started with this. So what are these swipey things on LinkedIn? Well, they're all basically just PDFs. They're a PDF with multiple pages, but there are a few rules I want to take you through, 5 individual steps before we make one live here right on the screen. The first one is you've got to pick a topic that's going to be relevant for you to be able to work with. I'm talking about the kind of topic that's really simple for you to explain in no more than 6 to 12 slides. I saw one the other day that was 109 slides. I didn't read all of it because it was, quite frankly, I'd need a whole afternoon to read that and to be able to absorb it. So the idea is quick, short, snackable content that people can learn without you needing to go into great deals of detail about the kind of thing you're trying to explain. So it's going to be really easy to do. Next step is less text on a bigger font. So I'm not talking about putting in an epic saga of writing in each one of these things. What you need to be doing is looking at the idea of using less text on a bigger font. So a big chunky font that's going to show out nice and simply, and then have less text in each slide. Now, how we work that out is basically by going, well, we want to make sure that message is really easy to read on mobile screens. Most people are going to be reading this on a mobile screen. They're not going to be reading it on a desktop like you and I are doing in an office right now. It's going to be from a mobile. So you've got to make it nice and easy for people to do from a mobile screen. The next one is don't clutter it up too much with elements. When I'm talking about elements, I'm talking about pictures, animations, little swipey symbols, and your logo over everything. Your logo does not belong on every single thing. In fact, your logo over everything is really annoying and really distracting, and it's not actually helping you out. A logo on the end screen, maybe that's a good idea to be able to try. Next one is, and while I talk about no cluttering with the elements, keep it really simple and keep those images and the clip art or whatever you're using in terms of graphics nice and relevant. Next one is bright colors get attention. It's so true. When you're using colors like yellow, like pink, like orange, and counterimpose that with black, it makes it so much easier for people to see what they need to see and read what they need to read. Bright colors get attention. That's what happens. Number 5, I want you to use a 4:5 ratio when you're creating these. And I'm showing you how to do that next in Canva. 800 pixels to 1000 pixels, it's enough to take up most of the screen real estate on a phone, and it still looks good on a desktop screen as well. You want this to look good on both of your kinds of screens. So you want to make sure that it's a 4:5 ratio. It used to be what the Instagram mobile ratio used to be. And 4:5 works really, really well. So what have we got to do next? Well, what we're going to do next is actually go and do this thing. We're going to make one right now. So I'm going to go to the big screen so you can see a bit more of it. And we're going to get out of this screen and show you in Canva what we need to do. So let's get this screen shared and make sure you can see the whole thing. Here we go. So let's do it. I've got to just share the next screen. Sorry, share this. Stop sharing this one and go and share this other one. Sharing screens is always the hardest things to do when you're trying to do this because you're going from tab to tab and all that sort of thing. So here we are in Canva. I'm going to go up to create a design and I'm going to create a custom size down the bottom here. You can just see it right beside my head. Custom size, I'm going to create a width of 800 by 1000 and create that new design. And here we go. We've got this shape now, which is a different shape to what we normally have. I just need to change the shared screen again, stop sharing and share the next tab as well. And we've got our design now of that 800 by 1000. Now this is page 1. So what I'm going to do immediately, I'm going to give it a bright yellow background. Yellow might not be your color, but I'll show you what happens when you use a font that's quite thick on a bright color. We can go something like how to be a better person. That's going to be our topic, how to be a better person. Now, that's not a particularly attention-grabbing font, but if I make it nice and thick like this, get it jammed together a little bit more, make it like this, and that's right, that's what I want, and then go, how to be a better person, Stick that on there. That's now attention grabbing. That, if you saw it in your feed, you'd actually notice. Now, you might want to go, I don't really like the center aligning. So let's make it a left aligned. I like doing left aligned, and there's a reason for that because it's going to give me a lot more room to work with when I go over to put images in. Speaking of which, I'm going to pick an image out from a photo, confused face. And I'm looking for someone with a confused face, like, okay, this one here is perfect. Now that's a blue background. I don't need that. So I'm going to go edit photo and I'm going to background remove it. Now, if the pro version of Canva makes this a lot easier to do than what it does if you don't have a pro version, but you can find cutout styles of these as well. So I just bring her up here. I'm going to take up more of this. And now I've got to move my text around to make it fit better. So I might need to maybe make it a little smaller. How to be a better person. And then I can then go page 2. So I do page 2 by adding duplicate page because I want the same styles. I don't necessarily need the same person, but what I want to do is have a flow on from the previous screen. So see how I've got her only taking up part of that screen, half of her is hidden. What I'm going to do is take her over. Now, bear in mind where I've got up to. So there's a little, there's a little yellow gap here that I'm going to try and match up with the other side of the screen. So I hit shift and drag it across. We know it's just beyond the yellow gap in her hair. So I've now got her in. So we've got part of her in one screen, part of her in the other, nice and evenly. So it's going to look great once it does line up. So what I'm going to do now is move over this text to the other side. Let's just say there. Step 1. Oh, we're just going to smile when people talk to you. That can be one piece of information. Make it really big and blocky. I'm going to have something else which now is going to link to the next one. So put it there maybe. What you do with alignment is completely up to you. But I'm going to find a smile now in the photos. And I'm going to find someone who's smiling within here. This guy here, he's smiling. So I'm going to pick him in and he's going to be my next photo. I'm going to bring him in. I'm going to now edit the photo, background, remove it, bring it in. And now some of him is going to sit out in the next one. And some of him is going to sit in this one. So I'm going to have him over here and he's looking, I'm going to put right the side of his eye is where I'm going to take it into the next one. Maybe make him a bit bigger, hey? Side of the eye, take it to the next one, move this over so I've got a bit more room to move. Now I'm going to repeat this one again. But this time I'm going to take her out and I'm going to take him in. So I've got to remember I'm going for the side of his left eye. So I'm going to take it a little bit more along and then that's going to join up fine. And then we've got another one. Now I can then do step 2. Step 2 could be initiate conversation. I can stretch it out so it all fits in there, play around with my alignments a bit better. Definitely not that one. Here we go in the middle. Step 2, initiate conversation. Just haven't quite got it right yet. Here we go. Done. And get that fitting so it fits on the screen. Initiate conversation. Now I might want to fit that down where it's going to look a bit better. And then pick a photo of talking. A photo of someone talking. So we've got these 2 people having a conversation. This one will be perfect because there's going to be one person on one side, one person on the other. So I'm going to make it nice and big so we could fit her and him on there. So she's going to be on this side. And I'm going to remove the background again. So it's just her in the background. And then I'll move my initiate conversation slide up a bit, up the top here. Maybe even stretch it out a bit more. Make it step 2 and initiate conversation in the same spot. And then drag her across just a little bit more so she's even over this guy. So what we're going to then do with the next one, when we go to step 3, I'm going to bring her over. I can see that the connection goes there, and he's now on this side with the connection. Just need to quickly remove this fellow, move it across. So I'm starting to have like a link between one and the next. Now we're just going to do a really short one. Now you're better. And we're going to put this one just in where we can find a gap. Maybe just there is just about right. So look, this is not the best one ever, but it's going to be a really cool, fun one. Make it a bit bigger maybe to fit it in there. And you might want to put an end screen on there that's then got your logo on it. So I can pick into my brand hub, pick out a anyone's logo that I happen to have. I'm going to be, let's see, Let's be True Blue IT Services. So I'm going to be them. And then to make it that stand out, I might make that a black background so that then the end screen then is my brand. And then I can have anything on there. Now, what I need to do to make this into a slidey-swipey thing, into a carousel, is I need to export this, download it, not as a picture, but as a PDF. So a PDF like this. So I go PDF and download 5 pages. Now, what this is going to do is allow me when I go into LinkedIn. So while that's downloading, we're going to go into LinkedIn. Just one second, I'll update the screen, share this tab instead. Here we go. So here I am in my LinkedIn. I'm going to go to I'm going to start a post and then go to more. Then we want to enter in not a photo, not a video event, a celebrate job, or a poll. What we want to do is enter in, as we go across, a document. The document then goes choose file and how to be a better person. I'm going to load that one up. It's now loading that up. I can call this how to be a better person. And it's now going to say, oh, yeah, okay, we know what you're doing. Let's see what that looks like. So it gives me then a look at how this is going to be. So if I want to make this a bit bigger so I can see what it's really going to look like, see how you can see in the second page, she connects through. So it looks like it's connected. Now on a desktop, this won't show as much, but on a mobile, it really does show. It looks amazing. So you're going to be able to see that it looks like each slide is connected to the next, especially when you've got her talking through the glass or him talking to glass through to her and listening, and they're able to do that. And then finally to the other one. So most people think you're creating pictures, but what you're creating is actually a PDF. And now you can put in your document title, go done, and enter in the information you want to enter into that to support your slidey-swipey carousel thing and post away. So that's how you do it on a desktop with Canva. You can do it similarly on Canva on your mobile as well, as long as you're connected through. But these always do look better when they're done through a through something like Canva, where you get it done right, and they look much better on a mobile phone as well. Well, that's 10 minutes. We're done. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one of these as we continue to do them. It's been awesome.